Option A, most people waiting in line at San Ysidro have no idea that the car next to them paid just $22 more and will cross in under 4 minutes while they sit for 2 hours and 47 minutes. That $22 difference is the most underrated decision in US-Mexico border travel. Option B, here is a counterintuitive fact almost nobody tells you. Global entry costs $100 and gets you through the airport fast. But if you cross the US-Mexico border by car even 3 times a year, a $122 card called SENTRI will save you more time in a single month than global entry saves you in an entire year. Option C, right now, at San Ysidro, the busiest land border crossing on the planet, the standard vehicle lane wait is averaging 90 to 180 minutes on a normal weekday. The SENTRI lane at that same crossing? Under 5 minutes. The difference between those two lanes costs exactly $22.25 more than global entry. Final hook, option C. Right now, at San Ysidro, the busiest land border crossing on the planet, the standard vehicle lane wait is averaging 90 to 180 minutes on a normal weekday. The SENTRI lane at that same crossing? Under 5 minutes. The difference between those two lanes costs exactly $22.25 more than global entry. So the real question is not whether SENTRI is worth it. The question is why anyone who crosses that border regularly is still waiting in the standard line. Let's break this down completely. Let's start with the numbers because most people comparing these two programs are making an apples to oranges mistake. Global entry costs $100 for 5 years. It gets you through CBP airport kiosks when returning to the United States from international travel, and it includes TSA PreCheck. That is genuinely excellent value for a frequent flyer. SENTRI costs $122.25 for 5 years. That is $22.25 more over 5 years, which works out to about $4.45 per year, or roughly 37 cents per month. For that 37 cents per month, SENTRI gives you everything global entry gives you, including the airport kiosk benefit and TSA PreCheck, plus dedicated low-traffic vehicle lanes at every land port of entry along the entire US-Mexico border. Here is the crossing time data you need to hear. CBP's own border wait time data for San Ysidro, California, one of the most trafficked crossings in the world, regularly shows standard vehicle lanes at 90 minutes or more, frequently exceeding 2 hours during peak periods like Friday afternoons, holiday weekends, and summer months. The SENTRI dedicated lanes at the same crossing consistently average under 5 minutes. At El Paso's Isleta crossing, standard lanes routinely run 60 to 90 minutes. SENTRI lanes there average 3 to 7 minutes. If you cross the border by car even once a month, SENTRI is not just worth it. It is one of the highest return on investment travel decisions you can make. SENTRI stands for Secure Electronic Network for Travelers' Rapid Inspection. It is administered by CBP, Customs and Border Protection, the same agency that runs global entry. Here is what makes SENTRI different at a mechanical level. When you enroll, you are not just enrolling yourself as an individual. You are enrolling your vehicle. CBP installs a transponder, which is a small RFID device, in your enrolled car. When you approach a SENTRI lane, sensors read that transponder before you even reach the officer. Your entire record is pulled up before the car stops. The interaction is typically a few seconds of eye contact, a wave, and you are through. This is why SENTRI provides a fundamentally different experience than global entry at land crossings. Global entry does not give you dedicated vehicle lanes. If you drive up to a land port with only global entry, you are in the standard line with everyone else. You only benefit from global entry when you are arriving at an international airport. SENTRI covers all land ports of entry on the US-Mexico border including San Ysidro, Otay Mesa, Calexico, Nogales, El Paso, Laredo, McAllen, and Brownsville among others. You can also use SENTRI lanes to cross into Canada at certain crossings, though NEXUS is the dedicated program for US-Canada crossings. Important note on the vehicle enrollment, you can enroll up to 2 vehicles per membership. Each vehicle enrollment requires a separate inspection appointment at a SENTRI enrollment center. Your vehicle needs to be registered, insured, and pass a basic inspection. You can add vehicles later if needed. Also important, all passengers in the vehicle when you use a SENTRI lane must also be SENTRI members. If you are traveling with family members who are not enrolled, you cannot use the SENTRI lane together. This is one of the most common points of confusion, and we will come back to it. Mistake number 1, enrolling in global entry assuming it covers land border crossings. It does not give you a dedicated vehicle lane. Travelers from San Diego, Tijuana, El Paso, Juarez, Nogales, and other border communities make this mistake constantly. They go through the global entry process, pay $100, and then discover they are still sitting in the same 2-hour vehicle line. Mistake number 2, not enrolling the whole family. Remember, every person in your vehicle must be a SENTRI member to use the SENTRI lane. If you enroll yourself but not your spouse or children, you cannot use the dedicated lane when traveling together. If you have minor children, they can be enrolled in SENTRI. CBP allows family applications and there is an expedited process for minors who do not require their own separate interview in all cases. Mistake number 3, enrolling their vehicle too late. The vehicle enrollment requires its own inspection appointment, which can take additional time to schedule. People sometimes complete their personal interview, receive their approval, and then wait weeks or months to get a vehicle inspection slot. You cannot use the SENTRI vehicle lane without an enrolled vehicle. Plan the vehicle inspection appointment proactively. Mistake number 4, assuming SENTRI replaces global entry at airports. SENTRI members can use global entry kiosks when arriving at international airports. CBP systems recognize SENTRI and grant you the same airport processing benefit. So you get both benefits with one card. But here is what almost every traveler gets completely wrong about this. Most people think SENTRI is a premium upgrade for heavy border crossers only. They think if they only cross the border 3 or 4 times a year, global entry is fine. Here is why that thinking is costing them hours of their life. SENTRI also works as your global entry card at airports. And SENTRI also includes TSA PreCheck. And SENTRI costs only $22.25 more than global entry over 5 years. But here is the thing almost no one talks about. Global entry does not give you SENTRI lane access even if you are at a land port without your car. If you are a pedestrian or a bus passenger at a land crossing and you have global entry, you still go through standard pedestrian processing. SENTRI members, even without a vehicle, have access to dedicated SENTRI pedestrian lanes at land ports of entry. So SENTRI is faster for you whether you are driving, walking across, or flying internationally. It is 3 programs in one: TSA PreCheck, global entry airport kiosks, and dedicated land border lanes, for less than $1 more per month than global entry alone. The only reason to choose global entry over SENTRI if you ever use a US-Mexico land crossing, even occasionally, is if you cannot pass the SENTRI background check, which is slightly more rigorous than global entries. Smart border travelers in the Southwest follow a very clear decision framework. If you live near or regularly visit the US-Mexico border and cross by car even 3 or 4 times per year, you apply for SENTRI. Not global entry. SENTRI. The math is not close. If you never cross the US-Mexico border by land and your travel is entirely air-based internationally, global entry is the right choice. The extra $22.25 provides no practical benefit if you never use a land crossing. If you live near the US-Canada border and want expedited land crossing there, NEXUS at $50 is your answer, and it also includes global entry airport benefits and TSA PreCheck, making it arguably the best value of all 4 programs. For commercial truck drivers crossing either border, FAST, which stands for Free and Secure Trade, is available at no cost and provides dedicated commercial vehicle lanes. Smart travelers also enroll their entire immediate family at the same time. Running one application at a time means staggered approvals, interview scheduling headaches, and a period where some family members have SENTRI access and others do not. Here is exactly how to get enrolled in SENTRI. Step 1. Go to the CBP Trusted Traveler Programs website at ttp.cbp.dhs.gov and create an account. Select SENTRI as your program. Step 2. Complete the application. You will need to provide personal information, travel history, employment history, and vehicle information if you are enrolling a vehicle at the same time. The application is more detailed than global entry and typically takes 30 to 60 minutes to complete carefully. Step 3. Pay the $122.25 application fee. This is non-refundable even if you are denied. Step 4. Wait for conditional approval. CBP will review your application and background. This can take a few days to several weeks. Step 5. Schedule your enrollment interview. This is where timing becomes the biggest challenge. At busy enrollment centers near the border, interview appointments can be booked out weeks or even months. This is exactly where AppointmentHopper comes in. AppointmentHopper.com monitors CBP enrollment center calendars and alerts you the moment a cancellation opens up, often getting travelers into interviews weeks ahead of the standard wait. It works for SENTRI, Global Entry, NEXUS, and FAST. Step 6. Attend your interview at a SENTRI enrollment center, which are located at the land ports themselves. Bring your valid passport, a second form of ID, proof of residency, and your vehicle registration and insurance if you are completing your vehicle enrollment the same day. Step 7. Complete the vehicle inspection. An officer will inspect your enrolled vehicle and install the RFID transponder. This can sometimes be done same day as your interview, but you may need a separate appointment. Step 8. Receive your SENTRI card and begin using dedicated lanes immediately. If you cross the US-Mexico border by land, even occasionally, SENTRI is the right program. It is not the more expensive option. It is the smarter option, because for $22.25 more than global entry over 5 years, you get every benefit global entry provides plus the one thing global entry cannot give you, a 4-minute vehicle crossing instead of a 2-hour wait. Global entry is excellent. For a traveler who only flies internationally and never uses a land crossing, it may be the perfect fit. But if there is any US-Mexico land border in your life, SENTRI is the clear answer. Enroll your whole family. Schedule that vehicle inspection early. Use AppointmentHopper.com if you want to get through that interview process faster. And the next time you are crossing back into the United States, you will be the car that everyone else is watching drive past them in 4 minutes. If this breakdown helped you, subscribe to AppointmentHopper. We cover all 4 trusted traveler programs every week so you can travel smarter, faster, and with far less time standing in line.